which showed a single movie at a time, second run, the same movie for weeks running, Becker Brothers Grocery. In Moreland, we had our own gas station and our own drugstore where we could buy a fountain soda but no drugs. For a while, Moreland had an actual doctor and we could buy drugs from him, but the police eventually came and took him away. When I was little, there was a hardware store, and off and on there was a diner in what used to be somebody's house. These days, it's a house again. We had a veterinarian who could treat little animals like cats and dogs, and big ones like horses and cows. Moreland was bordered at the north end by a cemetery and at the south by a funeral home. The spirit of the place, if such spirits can be said to exist, was the carnival, Poor Jack Amusements, that arrived at the end of the harvest season every August. Most people took their vacations during the week of the fair and were there morning to night, working in a food tent or organizing one of the events like the horse and pony pull or the most beautiful baby contest. Everyone in Moreland believed in God, except my dad. There was no such thing as multiculturalism, no people of color, no exotic religions, no one openly homosexual. There was one old bachelor who had suspiciously good taste in furniture, but we didn't question his private life. My parents moved to Moreland with my brother and sister in 1955, 5 years after they married. Prior to living in Moreland, they had lived in the very, very big town of Muncie. I assume those were the dark years. I wasn't born until 1965, when my brother was 13 and my sister nearly 10. My mother always cheerfully refers to me as an afterthought, which I consider a term of immense respect and affection, in spite of Melinda's attempts to convince me otherwise. The audio program that follows is about a child from Moreland, Indiana, written by one of the 300. It's a memoir and a sigh of gratitude, a way of returning. I no longer live there. I can't speak for the town or its people as they are now. Someone has taken my place. Whoever she is, her stories are her own. Baby Book. The following was recorded by my mother in my baby book under the heading Milestones. First steps. 9 months. Precocious. First teeth. Bottom 2 at 8 months. Still nursing her, but she doesn't bite, thank goodness. First says mommy. Blank. First says daddy. Blank. First waves bye-bye. As of her first birthday, she is not much interested in waving bye-bye. At age 18 months, the baby book provided a space for further milestones in which my mother wrote, "She's still very active and energetic. Her daddy calls her Zippy after a little chimpanzee he saw roller skating on television. The monkey was first in one place and then zip in another. Has 12 teeth. I'm still nursing her. She's a thin baby and it can't hurt, but I'm thinking of weaning her to a bottle. There's no sense in trying to get her to drink from a cup. Still not talking. Dr. Heilman says she has perfectly good vocal cords and to give it time. On my second birthday. Still no words from our little Zippy. She is otherwise a delight and a very sweet baby. I have turned her life over to God to do with as He sees fit. I believe He must have a very special plan for her, because I'm sure that terrible staph infection in her ear that nearly killed her when she was a newborn must have, as the doctors feared, reached her brain. She is so quiet we hardly know she is here, and so, unlike many of our friends, we can speak freely in front of her without fear she will repeat us. Little Becky Dawson walked up to Agnes Johnson in church last Sunday and called her broad as a barn. You know she heard that at home. We are very grateful for our little angel on her second birthday. This entry was made on a separate piece of paper. I've been thinking about first words, and so before I forget, here are some other important ones. Melinda, Mama. Danny, no. Bob, me. Mom Mary thought this was so cute. She says she first thought he was saying ma, 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 but really he was saying me, me, me. My first word, of course, was magazine. The other day I overheard Melinda saying her nighttime prayers, and she was asking that someday her little sister be able to tie her shoes. Bless her heart. We all hope as much. Under favorite activities, Mom recorded, God's own special angel, our miracle baby. Far and away, her favorite activity is rocking. She has her own rocking chair, and Bob rocks her to sleep every night. She is now refusing to take naps in her baby bed. If I try putting her down, she doesn't cry or make any noise.